It is I, your main man, return to you. Now, this is a video requested by over a dozen game masters. What they want me to talk about is you, the players. So this video is not a response to their request, but instead a commentary to the players out there. Now, what your game masters are telling me, their voices reverberating and echoing through my mind and my own ruminations, I hear that cacophony coming again and again, as if a choir singing, and they're saying just what I'm saying, and I'm thinking it. When you are a player, do not make an extra. Be the star. It doesn't matter if you're playing Vampire the Masquerade, Savage Worlds, Palladium Fantasy, Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons. What matters is that you take those reins and you take the ball and you run with it. Don't be afraid to catch the touchdown. Don't be afraid. Don't want to sit on the bench. Here's the problem. A lot of times players will make concepts that just aren't interesting at all. Often this is a result of power gaming. But sometimes it's just the result of a very bland, boring imagination on that player's part. Or their attempt to bring forth something that they just don't quite get across. Or furthermore, they may choose entirely the wrong things for that game master. For example, if you ever get to play in one of my games, do not try to make a gnome. That has been redacted. It does not say gnome anywhere in my player's handbook, I assure you of that. But there are a lot of black marker stains on the player's handbook, certainly, and well justified. Now, you need to shoot for that as a player. As a player, you actually have a responsibility and job. I know a lot of you players, oh no, I'm just there to just leech off the game master's mind. But believe it or not, you have a chore and a job to do as well. Your job is to entertain the game master, to a vastly lesser degree to entertain the other players. But you got to entertain the game master. The more you do that, the higher their energy level is going to crank up to where they're really enjoying the action of the game. Your game goes a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer. They maybe, let's get an extra session on Wednesday. I got off work Thursday. Hell, let's roll again. Oh yeah, let's play on Wednesday. But you get that game master turned on, get their imagination cranking. They don't go, oh, let's run 3 sessions and just stop. They go, oh, let's keep rocking and rolling. We got to get this. You be leaving the house at 5:30 in the morning. You're like, damn, we've been playing for like 14 and a half hours. This is my joint right here, and I'm loving it. So when you can make that, it's good. But you can't do that when you're pulled back, when you don't have much of a concept, when you don't have many meat on the bone, when you're like, oh, well, instead of making a background that's full of hooks for the game master, I want to protect myself. Oh, no. I'm an orphan, and my character's never liked anyone in his life. Ha ha, Game Master, you can use nothing against me in my 76 armor class. Ha ha ha. Don't do that, man. Hell, as a player, I give the Game Master so many things, they don't even know which way to go to start talking to me. They don't know, because there's so many different orifices provided agape for the banging down. So when they're looking, wow, there's so much I can do, and it just starts dominating. It gets so much. And I'm loving that, because that's, after all, as a player, and we're talking about as a player, not enter as a game master, but enter as a player. I want to have as much of that spotlight time as I can. When you get yours, I'm absolutely silent and respectful, and I'm glad that you have it. But I'm trying to get mine. I'm trying to be in the spotlight. And remember, when you have the movie credits, there's always somebody at the top. Me, as a player, I shoot to be number one. I'm trying to get paid that $17 million per movie, you understand? I'm not trying to be down here as policeman number one. You understand? I need a name for my character, and I need to have top billing, and I'm willing to play to my utmost to have that. And I love when someone else can bring it as well and really enjoy that. I think that's wonderful. But when another player just makes a character that's so bland and generic as a player, I love to sell. If you have something cool, I sit there and I try to, as a player, I try to just slice your character out immediately. What's cool about this character? Oh, his character's like mad strong. Okay, boom, I can do something with that. But then again, you have to put it forth, right? You have to be doing stuff, to showcase your strength. It's not just, I was just strong if I could get a bonus. My character actually kind of a little weakly looking. He looks like he had leprosy. Well, how are you, little weakly looking leprosy dude? Your arm falling off with a bell around your neck. How are you having a 20 strength, dude? You should be like, what is wrong with you? You should be like that and not, ridiculous. I've seen people that are, oh yeah, my character has a 23 strength. Oh, well, he's a human. He weighs about 140 pounds. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, he's just little. Well, he's strong, but And it's for the bonuses. Oh, for the bonuses. Of course, that 23 strength for the bonuses. Of course, you don't need to be a big guy and actually put it over and do cool stuff with it. I'm talking about strength, which is kind of one of the more pedestrian things you could sell. But you look at that character. Oh, he's real strong and big. All right, I'm gonna put that over. I'm gonna facilitate a way that I can produce a scene where we can show how he's stronger than I am. Yeah, that's right. That's called selling. That's actually making him look better than me. Putting him over at my expense, letting him go over on me. And when players do that for each other, and they do it for the NPCs, man, all of a sudden, boy, you get something special popping off. So I'm happy to be the first one to lay down and take the 3 count and do the job, because it starts educating other players on how to play well. A lot of times people have no idea how to play well. They just go, well, I'm just finna do mines and trying to just force myself over through a numbers game. I'm going to be more of a badass than you. Oh, you want to be more of a badass than me? All right, that's fine. But if you're going to be a badass, I'm going to do something too. I got some place where I'm going to shine. And now I just put you over. You better come back and put me over too, or, we got a problem there. So I'm constantly looking for that as a player. And as a game master, what thing's going to highlight? So for me, I'll reject concepts like that. I'll take the character sheet, boom, right off your head, bounce into the trash can, soon followed by your carcass. Now, that's hyperbolic. But when you examine that, what I'm saying is don't be a coward. So many game masters are cowardly, and they'll just go, oh, well, I let the player do this. Well, then it's your fault. Stop asking me anything else. You let him do it. Don't next time. That's all I can say. Don't next time. Try to do what you can to salvage the situation now, but don't next time. As a game master, it is your responsibility to make sure that you enjoy the game. Any character concept, you're like, I know that's not going to work. That's going to be the butt. Tell the player, say, son, what's wrong with you for bringing this tripe into me? You offend me. And make sure that they come up with something else. A player, for me, when I make a character, I'm like, well, I get this concept and this concept and this concept. Game master's like, oh, you have multiple characters? You could do this. I say, well, what would you like to see me play? What would be fun? What would work for your game? Which one of these are you behind? And most of the time they're so confused. They're like, just do whatever you want, man. I say, no. Look at me. There has to be something you would actually like to see. Something that would be fun for you. And then they're all sheepishly, timidly go, oh, well, I kind of would like this. Could you put a little bit of this in? Absolutely, I can. I don't want them to sit there and write my character for me. But if there's a little bit of something that they're going to need, that's going to be fun for them, that they're going to like to see me play, whatever's going to help their energy up, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to be playing. I don't want to force them into a situation where they're less than eager, less than entertained, less than wanting to run the game again, right? Because if I'm enjoying it, the only way to win the game is by continuing to play. And maybe creep in like an extra 45 minutes a game session. They try to push that to like an hour and a half. Try to get more. Of course, if the game sucks, I don't enjoy it, out the door I go. Other people, maybe they're going to stay there. Maybe they're going to have a degree of enjoyment to it. So to get that win, you need to work concept, work something that's interesting. Okay, well, my character has all these little background NPCs, this family, this girlfriend, this love interest, this whatever it is that the game master could use, can bring to bear my guild ties, my attempt to work my way up to this ability. Remember, always put obstacles in your way. Players always, let's take it easy. No, obstacles are fun, dude. You're making yourself spotlight time. The best thing you can do for your character, for you as a player, is make it hard on yourself. Because the harder it is, the longer you're staying in that spotlight. You see, you're playing for top billing. That's what I'm going to tell you right here, dude. You want to play for top billing. It's what gets people to invite you to their games. When there's those other people at the table, they're like, oh, yeah, not him and him. But you, please, anything you want. Anything you want. I have this concept that's completely ridiculous. That sounds awesome. Oh, it's a little overpowered. Don't care. Bring it. Do what you want. Have a great time. Would you get that top billing? They trust you. They respect you. They allow you to flourish and to hopefully make their game flourish. And you want to play for that. But when you're just playing a pile of numbers, when you're playing a character that has nothing cool, and a lot of times this is my problem with minimizers. It's like, well, what's your concept? I have all 10s in my stats. Oh, okay. Are you good at a certain skill or something? No, I'm not good at anything. Well, are you good looking? Of course not. I'm bland and generic. Oh, what kind of weapon do you have? My weapons are very standard. They are completely standard, and it is a short sword. Okay. Was your character like interesting looking? He is a very bland, vanilla looking human. All right. Well, you have a mount, right? Oh, it's a very standard horse, completely standard, very bland. Uh, okay. You're not good at anything. No, I'm good at nothing. Well, no, check. I do have you know, I have one rank and a bunch of skills that are, just you got nothing. You understand? Now with Power Gamer, they build things in a ridiculous way. With a Minimizer, they build extras. That's what they build for the most part. If you're watching a show, you're like, I really like that character. You need highs and lows. You need something cool, like you could, oh yeah, he kicks ass over here. You need to, as a character, see, this gets a really tricky ground because some people get it twisted. You need to be able to kick ass somewhere, in some way. And that doesn't mean in combat. You might be like, I'm a kick ass leather worker. You understand? Let me see that armor. Boom! I'm getting it straight. You need to be able to shine somewhere. So, where if someone's watching the show, you go, oh, that's where that character's really good. But you need to have deficiencies too. Like, you can't be like, oh, I have all 18s. Like, for the old AD&D and back crew, you understand what I mean. You all seen that guy like, all right, all 18s of my character. Like, oh, dude. But yeah, because I'm all proud. He's proud of having some bitch-ass 18s. I was like, oh, that's stank. I'm not even trying to look at you. I mean, immediately my brain just stops paying attention to them. Like, I can't. Like, it's just like it's impossible for me to pay. It's just like, oh, God. I can't pay attention to any words that are ever said in the guards of role-playing from that person again, ever. It's done. I mean, they may have talked more about role-playing, but I'm like wandered over here to get a snack. Because a snack is awesome, and they are not. So, it's a fine line, you understand? You don't want a power game because then it pushes you right into the same problem. You're just an extra, man, because you're just numbers. You don't have soul. And with a minimizer, often they don't have soul either because they're concentrating on the numbers again, keeping them low, keeping them spread, keeping them in a way where there's just nothing special about this person. You need to have something special to make you a star. And that specialness can be subtraction, it can be weaknesses and flaws. But you need to have some area where you can shine to present interest, so people can get behind you. Go, oh yeah, that was awesome. How like he kept getting beat down here and here, but then he went and did this thing, and then he actually was able to save the day by doing this off the wall deal with his weaving skill, or something, whatever it is. You have something cool that's working for you. Very important. And then as the other players put that over. You're like, oh yeah, man, it was so awesome. He was weaving, like, he started telling the story around the campfire, but like he will maybe blow it up even more, or in the tavern, and he's like all happy, like, yeah, my weaving is the joint. And he's like, get some more breaks in weaving next level. You know what's good, and that's my weaving, son. Boom! Who can move now? Not you, because I wove you to that chair. Whatever, again, that's a little ridiculous example, but just say, you can work that in so many ways, but you want to give your character big personality. But it might not seem big. It might seem like a small personality. But it's that one time, that one moment when it pops and it comes out and it captures and it steals the scene. And you steal the scene, then you're a star. You understand? You're making a contribution. But when there's little you can role play, and it's like, oh yeah, my concept was damage and some weapons. Or your concept was damage and some weapons, huh? Yeah. So it's kind of where anything but the concept can be just a big flaw, a big jack to you. You end up being an extra. You want to produce and build a character that the game master is going to get behind, the game master is going to endorse, the game master is going to love. You want your game master to go home after the game and think about your character, perhaps exclusively, but not exclusively, to at least a large degree, so that producing more material, content, more NPCs, more plot hooks, more plot devices with you in mind for you to benefit from. With more scenes, you're like, oh, I like to rip up trees and to wrestle things. You're like, oh, actually, let me give you some more things to wrestle. In fact, oh, that whatever it is, you're like, oh, that looks like something you might actually enjoy. Have the old Scoop Slam with the Hill Giant match. You build to it, right? When you're bringing the players in and really getting them excited, you can really do some neat stuff there. You can really make the players more engaged when you encourage engagement as a game master. And you have to be very vocal about that. You have to tell them what you want, or it is your fault, so that they will come in, they will take the reins, they will get involved, they will give you, and they will feed you more and get you to that place where you're really enjoying things. Reject the bad concepts. Get them to make good ones. Get them to make good choices where their character's fully fleshed out, well developed, that they have flaws that you can work off of, that you can produce more material with. And the flaws are just so important. Always make sure your character's loaded with them. But at the same time, you got to make sure your character has strong points too. Because, if you have an audience, right, an imaginary audience, your game master, other players, whatever you want to say, they're going to go, oh yeah, he had these weaknesses and he had these strengths, and it was a bizarre combination. Often really works well with a good bit of personality. The game master is going to be able to get involved with you. And if there's particular things your game master doesn't like I'm not going to come and play like a wrestling style character. If the game master knows nothing about wrestling, I'll be like, oh, I'm confused now. But if the game master likes some wrestling, that's a different story. So hopefully that could take away. That can be for all the questions I get about this in the future. Don't play extras. Make stars. Make the character your game master can invest in, get involved in, and enjoy.